Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Kalana Bhajana Kula Bhakata Seva Paramasiddhi Pemalatika Ramaula Bhakata Seva Paramasiddhi Pemalatika Mula Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani Jata Nepalana Kori Madhavatiti Bhakti Janani Jata Nepalana Kori Krishna Basati Basati Boli Parama Adari Bori Krishna Basati Basati Boli Parama Adari Boli Gora Amara Jesha Bastani Karalo Brahma Narange Aorama Jesha Bastani Koralo Brahma Narange Deshabastana Heribo Ami Pranai Bakata Sange Deshabastana Heribo Ani Pranai Bakata Sange Vidanga Bhaja Sunite Mana Abasara Sada Yuche Buddhara Abhajya Sunite Mana Abasara Sada Jache Gora Bihita Kirtana Suni Anande Hridoya Nache Gora Bihita Kirtana Suni Anande Hridoya Nache Yugala Murti Dekina Mora Parama Ananda Hoya Yugala Murti Dekiya Mora Parama Ananda Oya Prasade Seva Korite Hoya Sakala Prapancha Jaya Prasada Sabe Korite Hoya Sakala Prapancha Jaya Negri negriya Brajyana Doeki Grihete Goloka Bhaya Dedi negriye Bajana Deki Grihete Goloka Bhaya Charana Siddhu Dekaya Ganga Sukana Sima Paya Charana Siddhu Dekiya Ganga Sukha Se Sima Paya Tulasi Deki Juraya Prana Madhava Vasani Jani Tulasi Deki Juraya Prana Madhava Toshana Jani Gaura Priya Saka Sevani Jivana Saka Kamani Gaura Priya Saka Sevani Jivana Saka Kamani Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajani Anukula Paya Jaha. Bhakti Vinoda Krishna Bhajani Anukula Paya Jaha. Rati Diba Se Paramasuke Siraka Koroi Taha. Rati Diba Se Paramasuke Siraka Koroi Taha. Buddha Bhakata Saranare Bhajana Anukula. Buddha Bhakata Saranare Bhajana Anukula. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Haribo, 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 Jagora Haribo. Jai Nityalila Pavishtam Vishnu Pranam Sapariga Jagatara Sapari Srimari Divine Grace Bhai Tanananda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Lord Premanande. All glories to the assembly bodies. All glories to the assembly bodies. All glories to the assembly bodies. To start off with, for the pleasure of their lordships, Shri Shri Rukmini Dwakalish, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Shri Shri Gaura Nitai, and the entire Guru Parampara. Just read this, the translation of this song. Because Lord Chaitanya gave us the instruction, Bolo Krishna, Bhaja Krishna, Koro Krishna Sikha. Chant the holy name of Krishna, worship and serve Krishna, and learn about Krishna from the Vedic scriptures. So this song is about surrender to the devotees. And it is sung in the Sharanagati of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And it says as follows, thus from the lotus feet of pure devotees is conducive to devotional service, while service to the Vaishnavas is itself the supreme perfection and the root of the tender creeper of divine love. I observe with great care the holy days like Ekadashi and Janmashtami, for they are the mother of devotion. As my dwelling place, I choose with the greatest of reverence and love the transcendental abode of Sri Krishna. All those places where Lord Gaurasundar traveled for pastimes, I will visit in the company of loving devotees. My mind is always begs for the opportunity to hear the music of the Mridanga. Upon hearing the kind of kirtan ordained by Lord Gaurachandra, my heart dances in ecstasy. By holding the daily forms of the divine couple, Sri Sri Radha Krishna, I feel the greatest joy. By honoring the Lord's prasad, I conquer over all worldly illusions. Goloka Vrindavan appears in my home whenever I see the worship and service of Lord Hari going out there. Upon seeing the Ganges, which is a river of nectar emanating from the lotus feet of the Lord, my happiness knows no bounds. The sight of the holy Tulsi tree suits my soul, for I know she gives pleasure to Lord Krishna. By honoring Shak, the green leafy vegetable preparation, a dear favorite of Lord Chaitanya, I consider my life worthwhile. Whatever Bhakti Vinod obtains that is conducive for the service of Sri Krishna, he accepts every day with the greatest of joy. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we'll be reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18, text 18. Jnanam gyayam parigyata trivida karma chodana karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangraha jnanam gyaya parigyata trivida karma chodana karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangraha jnanam gyaya parigyata trivida karma chodana karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangraha. Jnanam gyaya parigyata trivida karma kodata karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangraha. Jnanam gyaya parigyata trivida karma kodana karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangraha. Jnanam gyayam parigyata trivida karma kodaya karanam sarva bhuveti trivida karma sangraha. Jnanam gyayam parigyata trivida karma chodana karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangraha. Jnanam gyayam parigyata trivida karma chodana karanam karma karteti trivida karma sangraha. Jnanam gyayam parigyata trivida karma chodana karanam karma karteti Trivida Karma Sangraha. Jnanam, knowledge. Jnayam, the objective of knowledge. Parigyata, the knower. Trivida, of three kinds. Karma, of work. Chodana, the impetus. Karanam, the senses. Karma, the work. Karta, the doer. Iti, thus. Trivida, of three kinds. Karma, of work. Sangraha, the accumulation. Translation. Knowledge, the objective of knowledge, and the knower are the three factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the three constituents of action. Repeat after me, please. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower are the three factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the three constituents of action. Bhaktivedanta purport. There are three kinds of impetus for daily work: knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower. The instruments of work, the work itself, and the worker are called constituents of work. Any work done by any human being has these elements. Before one works, there is some impetus, which is called inspiration. Any solution arrived at before work is actualized is a subtle form of work. Then work takes the form of action. First, one has to undergo the psychological process of thinking, feeling and willing, and that is called impetus. The inspiration to work is the same as if it comes from the scripture or from the instruction of the spiritual master. When the inspiration is there and the work is there, then actual activity takes place by the help of the senses, including the mind, which is the center of all the senses. The sum total of all these constituents of an activity are called the accumulation of work. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuruntam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Tam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaditam Parijana Saitana Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Sya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostiti Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakal Patrubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower are the three factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the three constituents of action. So today we are seeing how the living entity is motivated to perform works. If you look at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was not very, very highly motivated. He was despondent. He didn't accept that he could be motivated to go and fight. Yesterday we heard about how if one fights in Krishna consciousness, then they do not incur any sinful reaction. So Krishna is still continuing, trying to motivate, to inspire Arjuna so that he can come to the platform of real action, which actually is actually the essence and the essence of what we call renunciation. So Krishna is giving us, what are the instruments of work? The instrument of work is what is to be performed. What is one going to perform? Who is going to perform it? And how is it going to be performed? So, by taking these three factors, we add a fourth factor, that of what is actually the inspiring motive. Is it the words of the spiritual master? Is it the scriptures? Or is it just our mental attitude towards the whole process? So we are being told that unless one is actually inspired, one cannot perform any duties or responsibilities. So inspiration has to come. But inspiration has to come only when one has knowledge, knows the object of knowledge, and knows the knower of all knowledge. And the object of knowledge, and the knower of knowledge is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. The instruments that we've been given for those work are instruments that we use to serve Sri Krishna. Prabhupada used to say that wherever the pure devotee is, he takes Krishna with him. Just before the advent of Lord Chaitanya, Advaita Acharya had to go and pray and request him to come and make his appearance. So he took it upon himself to invite the Lord to come so that he could actually come and relieve the world of its burdens. But we see that despite the fact that Lord Chaitanya came, there's still a lot of wanting for people to engage in devotional service. And we are very, very lucky in the sense that their servant, Srila Prabhupada, went all over the world. And it's like wherever Srila Prabhupada went, he went and left a goose that lays the golden egg. In every place where Srila Prabhupada went, he brought Krishna with him. He brought Gauranga and Nitai with him. He brought the entire Guru Parampara with him. He made that place to be like Vrindavan. So today we are sitting here in this temple, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, we can actually associate with the deities that, through the invitation of Srila Prabhupada, accepted to come and stay with us here. A lot of times we've heard the stories of Shakshi Gopal. And sometimes we may not understand exactly what is actually the inner meaning of Shakshi Gopal. Is he only a witnessing deity? He's not only a witnessing deity because all deities are witnesses. Whatever we say in the temple room, whatever we have in our minds, whatever we have in our hearts, when we come to the temple room and stand before the deities, we are actually committing ourselves by those thoughts, by those actions, by whatever we do. So Prabhupada has invited Krishna to come here. Rama has also come here. Gauranitai is also here. Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra is also here. And he's made this place to be like a pilgrimage place. He's combined Vrindavan, he's combined Ayodhya, he's combined Purushottam Kshetra, Jagannath's place. And he's combined Navadvip, Lord Gauranga's birthplace. So he's brought all the four holy places combined in one place. And unfortunately, that's appearing in a small place, Mombasa, in the east coast of Africa. That is appearing in the east coast of Africa. But it's through this invitation that there is hope for us. There is hope because Lord Chaitanya, having come through the invitation of Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya brought the holy chanting of the holy name. And Lord Chaitanya insists that we should always chant the holy names of the Lord. And it is said that where the holy names of the Lord is chanted, Krishna is personally present. So we can take a little peek into what Prabhupada says earlier on about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as he's described in the Vedic literatures. Prabhupada quotes, Tam Ishvaram Paramam Maheshwaram, Tam Devatanam Parama Chadaivam, Patim Patimam Paramam Parastad, Vidama Devam Bhuvanesham Idyam, Natasya Karyam Karanam Cha Vidyate, Natatsamas Chadabdikas Chadrishyate, Parasya Saktir Vividaiva Shruyate, Svabhaviki Gyana Bala Kriyacha. That the Supreme Lord is the controller of all other controllers, and he is the greatest of all the diverse planetary leaders. Everyone is under his control. All entities are delegated with particular powers only by the Supreme Lord. They are not supreme themselves. He is also worshipable by all the demigods and is the supreme director of all directors. Therefore, he is transcendental to all kinds of material leaders and controllers and is worshipable by all. There's no one greater than him, and he is the supreme cause of all causes. He does not possess bodily form like that of an ordinary living entity. There's no difference between his body and his soul. He is absolute. All his senses are transcendental. Any one of his senses can perform the action of any other senses. Therefore, no one is greater than him or equal to him. His potencies are multifarious, and thus his deeds are automatically performed as a natural sequence. This is a quote from the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, 6, text 7 to 8. And Prabhupada goes to say, since everything is in full potency of the personality of Godhead and is existing in full truth, there is no duty for the Supreme Personality of Godhead to perform. One who must receive the results of work has some designated duty, but one who has nothing to achieve within the three planetary systems certainly has no duty. And yet Lord Krishna is engaged on the battlefield of Kurukshetra as the leader of the Kshatriyas, because the Kshatriyas are duty-bound to give protection to the distressed. Although he is above all regulations of the revealed scriptures, he does not do anything that violates the revealed scriptures. And we see that says that the sum total of all constituents of activity that are performed, especially on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, were actually a culmination of accumulation of work. Practically, if you look at the situation of the Kurus, which includes also the Pandavas, that was just one family. Look at the families today. We have our own small Kurukshetras within the families. Brother against brother, sister-in-law, uncles against aunts and all this. There's those quarrels. Those quarrels are going on. The battles are still going on. But because we do not have, or we do not take our time to consult with the Bhagavad Gita to know exactly that what is happening now has happened before and will continue happening, so long and until when we come to our senses to get the knowledge from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, then we shall always be quarreling. We shall always be quarreling amongst ourselves. We shall always be fighting amongst ourselves. We shall always be trying to lord it over in the material world. But we're being told that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is here, like we've just been told by Srila Prabhupada, that Krishna is none different from his body. And Krishna is none different from the Archa Vigraha. He's none different from the Archa Vigraha. But do we have the eyes to see him? Do we have the eyes to see him? And practically everything that we do for Krishna has to have a tinge of love. For us to have the eyes to see him, we have to have eyes that are covered in love. For us to make any valuable offering, even if it's just a leaf, a flower, or water, it has to be done in love. So Krishna is very, very loving and is giving us opportunities so easy and making it easy for us to try and approach him, to try and be with him. Because Krishna did not create the world to be like a prison house. But basically, our desires have made us to be facilitated by Krishna to be in this prison house. But at the same time, within the prison house, he is giving us the escape routes of how to get out of that prison and go back home, back to God. He has not left us there as orphans or people who have got no direction or people who do not have any impetus to live at all. But he's given us all the things that we need. All the things that we need to complete our devotional service is here. Just like it says in the Ishopanishad, that everything that is created is complete and perfect in itself. Om Purnam Adha Purnam Idam. Everything that is created is complete and perfect in itself. So the whole, even the material world is complete and perfect, but it's complete and perfect so long as Krishna remains the center. And we have to also understand that for Krishna to remain the center, somebody has to lead you. Practically everything that comes with the instruction manual. The instruction manual for this planet is the Vedas. That's our instruction manual. And the instruction manual, the summary of this instruction manual is given in the Bhagavad Gita. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna insists that one has to accept a spiritual master for him to be able to attain Krishna. We're saying every day in the morning, Sakshadarit Vedasa Master Shastra, Uktastata Bhabyata Vashabhi. So we have to accept the spiritual master and fully surrender to them. Then they'll show us and they'll teach us how to perform actions, what actions to perform, when to perform them, how to perform them. Then that way we shall be able to at least be able to start serving him. Because the 9 processes of devotion, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Bhadasevanam, are all based on the senses that we have. How do we engage the senses? If you want to engage the senses, then the advice that Prahlad Maharaj was giving to the young chelas, the demoniac chelas, was Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Bhadasevanam. So even us, to hear, you have to hear from the right source. And the right source has to be from a spiritual master, an acharya, who has actually known the truth, who has seen the truth. Not everybody who comes around and says, I'm an acharya, is an acharya. We have so many people who have ruined other people's lives that way, whereby they've taken the innocence and faith bestowed upon them and abused them. And a lot of people are hurt. In fact, that is one of the main reasons why a lot of people today try and keep away from temples and churches and mosques. Because those who have been entrusted to deliver that message have not been very, very faithful. So we are being reminded that with our process, it's very, very simple. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nama Eva Kivalam. Very simple. Just chant the holy names, just chant the holy names. Just chant the holy names. And eventually we shall be free. So even if you say, Prabhupada says that even if you commit offenses, continue chanting. Because by that chanting, it will eventually purify you. But when you stop chanting, then you're really in trouble. You're really in trouble. So to be able to continuously chant, we have to come to the platform of absolute surrender. Surrender, forget about everything. Forget that I've committed any offenses. Just go there to the feet of Lord Krishna, beg his mercy, chant his names, and he will pick you up and deliver you. Hare Krishna.